Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, woo.
We're coming. Get our check.
Cheryl Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, I did it with Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips. Do your hair. Yes, sir. How are you guys doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo, coming to you live and direct from Cleveland, Ohio, right after World Afro Day. Cleveland, baby. We're talking the truth about lock hair and maintenance with the one and only. Y'all know who that is over there, right? Come on, y'all. Let's give it up for my BMF.
What's up?
You know, it's a TV show called BMF. I just found out the other day. I was like, hey, I had that first. Y'all know I don't watch TV, but anywho, that's right. Cheryl Morrow, the one and only
TV. I can't believe
hair oracle. I did not know it was a TV show called BMF. I don't know what I saw it on, but I just saw I had being. I said, no, I had that first. How are you guys doing out there? Boy, we have a wonderful show in store for you guys today because it's going down. We're talking about the truth about lock hair and its maintenance. Now, I don't know if some of y'all recall, but just in case y'all, people be getting a little selective amnesia. Like what you and Key Lolo talking about today. So we chose this topic here, this series about, low maintenance because we're winding down, Cheryl. We're getting closer to the edge. We're getting closer to the end of our series. This year is it's what we call this, the year of 25 years of
natural hair.
What do we call this? Natural hair. Yeah. So we got 25 years of natural hair. And so this thing, because somehow in some crazy, convoluted, I don't know how you want to put it, kind of a way, natural hair got confused with low maintenance and no maintenance and all this anti-chemical and no chemical. So we're just working our way through some of this stuff because next year we've got solutions for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get y'all ready. 2026 is in the mix. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna be talking this idiotico flim flam flam flu. I don't know what's going on but next week we got some wonderful people coming on next week, and so that's the Natural Hair and Braiders Coalition. I hope I'm saying that right.
I think so.
I always be messing up. Hold on, wait a minute, y'all. I see y'all coming through. Welcome, come right on in. And this is brought to you by none other than Miss Esther T. Jones. And y'all like, well, how y'all come up with this concept here? So over on Planet Pluto Pseudo is where the magic goes down for professionals. And so she suggested that we bring on these people instead of just, going ham, because me and Cheryl, we be like this. We be going off. Yes, it's the Natural Hairstyle and Braid Coalition Incorporated. We're talking none other than Miss Erin Mabin and Natasha Gaspard. Now, this is the one y'all don't want to miss because we are customizing something especially for them. Now, when we start getting the hoity-toities on, y'all better not mess with us. Now, remember, we have over 400,000 views, but we couldn't do it without the wonderful support of the people right here on Facebook. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. LinkedIn, how you doing, boo? Facebook, what up, Pam? Instagram, what up, Instagram? And so it's going down. We love the fact that you all are supporting us, and this particular podcast, it is America's favorite podcast. It's an authentic build. And so Cheryl, we just love, don't we love this right here? We love this
We love
dumb
it.
shit. We just
I
love
mean,
it.
we
Why
just
you like this?
We
Why you
like
this
talking
dumb shit?
about intelligence. We love to talk about myth. We love correcting history. No one's history, if anyone's history on this planet, needs accuracy, breadth, critical analysis.
She like breath.
It's
I like sure I'll be World Smith in the shit out of some shit. Breath.
precision.
But you know, we catch it. Are you ever afraid of the flack that you're getting for, you know, talking about this situation here? You know, I mean, seriously. I mean, you know, I'm just keeping it 100. I mean, because you know, we catching flack. You know, we really are.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I believe that it's you know, we have been in suffocation mode for so long that, you know, we forgot our lungs are for air.
Yeah.
So,
and also, may we add, when we talk about the dumbest shit, we not necessarily talking about the people, because we got to make sure we're saying that, because we get new people coming in and they're like, well, y'all name, you know, the dumbest shit that people say about, I mean, could y'all come up with something else? Nope. No, we could not. Because I'm gonna tell you why, and I hope you will subscribe after y'all hear why we couldn't. For one, Cheryl, her father is the grand poobah of this situation called Afro Hair Science. And so since 1967, her father been coming on with the come on and getting down with the get down. And for us to be reduced to some coconut oil, I just can't accept it. And that's that dumb stuff. And so we have to deliver y'all from some of the evil. If you want to go, if you want to stay, you can stay. But if you want to be delivered and make sense out of some of it, then this is your podcast. This particular podcast is for the consumers, because like Cheryl said, we can't take no more. Somebody has got to speak up. We did World Afro Day. And it was truly a mega hit. I want to see if I was able to download, because y'all know my P-Uter. Look at Cheryl. Cheryl like, don't get it together. Okay, I'm trying. But the reason why we do things like this right here, because everybody don't come to hair salons. Everybody doesn't go to natural hair spas. Everybody don't have a loctician, a natural hairstylist, a cosmetologist, a colorist, a barber, you know, a makeup artist. They don't have all this. So this podcast is here to help those people out. And so tonight we have to begin to debunk some of this nonsense, especially when it comes to locks, because that's the particular hairstyle. It's kind of like that, and braids are kind of neck and neck when it comes to the crown act. So that definitely deserves some specific attention, and we probably always will specifically help people with the locks because it's tied up. Now Tondo Kefele is going to be joining us a little bit later, and so he gonna crack the whip. But y'all know me, him, and sure we be smart. We be like, Kefele, like, whatever, ladies. Whatever, ladies. I am the king of luck. So, but you need somebody to, you know, tap that. Go ahead, Cheryl.
It's called good old-fashioned colleague getting it right. We're not trying to be right. We're trying to get it right.
We're trying to get it right. And we can't get it right without people like LB in the house.
That's right.
That's
LB.
right. We can't. Remember on Thursdays, we're going to be shouting out some of our subscribers and putting y'all on. We're going to be dropping the link. So if y'all want to come in, y'all more than welcome. All right. Our virtual co-host, Miss Sandra. We couldn't do this without you. Then of course, Kay, we love to see you come through, because Kay, you get down with it too. Genesis McGee, what's going on, boo? How you doing? Woo, good. Genesis look like she is the beginning. Good. I'm talking about Genesis. You look so
My
fine.
sisters, man. My sisters.
You girl, you better go on and get the rent paid with your fine. Listen here. Y'all better just stop. These black women out here, the king of lock you
My
here on
sisters
IG.
are, man.
I can't send you a request to join you on IG because we are on the StreamYard. So if you come to us on your phone, then you'll automatically be on Instagram. All right. So just tap that link on your phone, King of Lock, and then you will be on all platforms. And by the way, in case you guys are wondering, what platforms are you guys on? We got to use Genesis to help draw some people in, because when you find like that, girl, we got to get some followers with them looks. Okay. I'm sorry, Genesis, but you should have been ugly. But since you're fine, I'm gonna use your asshole up anyway. So look at Genesis' face and pretend like it's the face of the Afro Hair Science YouTube channel. And we are on Facebook Live. Whoop whoop. We are on.
We do give our people props.
Yeah, we are on Instagram Live.
Black women, we love upon our sisters.
I mean, but that sister, if you hating on that beauty, something wrong, something terribly. I'm gonna pray for you. If you don't think Genesis is fine, no, okay. Just get one of them good old Catholic prayers, okay? So we are live on Facebook and we are also live on Instagram. So Kefele, just tap the link on your phone and you will be live on all platforms. And we have to hit all platforms because there's just not one that we can do. We can't do TikTok because we cuss too much. You're like, why y'all on TikTok will shut you down, but YouTube don't mind the profanity, but TikTok, like, y'all better stop that profanity, okay? So Miss McGee, she said thank you, okay? I'm so glad because it didn't matter if you did, because we love it and we like it. There wasn't nothing you could do about it, but we was gonna keep all night long. We're gonna do this for you. You're gonna be like, y'all better quit playing with me. All right. So if your cousins ever catch this live, they're gonna be like, girl, they was just all on your tip. We're gonna be like this. Yes, we was. Yes, indeed, we was on her tip. Her cute tip. Ah! Did you like that one, Cheryl? Did you like that, Genesis? I said cute tip. Ah! That was a fresh one. I made that one up right here on the live. So again, we're going to have a wonderful discussion. It's going to be robust. And it's all about this thing called low maintenance. And so we have a couple of series now. Next week, we're going to be in Houston at Beauty Under One Roof. Now, in case you guys don't know what it is, I'm going to play our commercial and then we're going to come back and bring in Kefele because we're going to be in Houston coming live. So that's a miscellaneous live right there. So we ain't gonna have no topic. It's all about Beauty Under One Roof. So let me play this. Show you mind if I play the commercial?
Come on now, hit me one time.
Because I want to hear that song. Sure, like what song? I'm gonna tell y'all what song I want to hear. Y'all ready? Here you go. Afro Science. Okay, let me just play it. Sure, like don't you do that. Don't you do that. Here we go. Professionals, trichologists, innovators, and icons. The Afro hair education you've all been waiting for happens this September at the Beauty Under One Roof's Afro Hair Summit 2025 in Houston, Texas at the Hilton North near Bush Airport. 2 dynamic days of Afro hair education featuring the world-renowned cosmetic trichologist Cheryl Merrill and certified master colorist Ladosha Wright. This summit includes a marketplace, Afro hair fashion show, panel discussion, day party, and concludes with a featured documentary film by Michael Sterling, American Curl, The Rise and Fall of the Curl. You can receive free shuttle and breakfast using the Beauty Under One Roof code. Visit us at beautyounderoneroof.com to get your tickets now. Hashtag Beauty Under One Roof. Deuces. Get it. Hey, ho. Afro Science. I want to go down the Soul Train line. All right. So we're going to get ready to bring Okefele in just a couple seconds. I see him trying to get his studio time together. But I know a lot of y'all like, well, what happened at World Afro Day Cleveland? Should I show them a little bit about what happened?
What
So
happened,
like, go ahead on. Let me show y'all how we
better
said. You know, when
Show
you get
'em
into it
better
with your mama, you said, what had happened was, here we go. What had happened was, here we go. A time we had.
Radio, stay ready, so I have to get ready.
Hey, we ready, World Afro Day. That's Pam Hubbard. She got us pumped for World Afro Day Cleveland 2025. It was a hit. We're talking scientific brushing, baby. Afro love. Yes, there's Councilman Hauser, line dancing. No, y'all know I couldn't get my 1-2 step on. The community leaders were showing so much love to the family. Lots and lots of questions, the elder stories, all the demonstrations. The bus, the Art Palace bus. Oh, the giveaways. We couldn't stop that Rev Air. Oh, yes, we have to congratulate Sierra. She won the Rev Air. Super duper thanks to Rev Air, Sisters of Economic Action, Kings and Queens of Art, Golden Ciphers, and RDT Hair Salon. Yo, guys, we look forward to doing this again. Hashtag World Afro Day Cleveland. That's what I'm talking about. And this is why we do these lives. And you know, one thing that I did, I mean, I already knew it, but doing World Afro Day further validated that as hair professionals, we need to get our asses from behind them chairs and get out into the community and meet the people where they're at. Yeah. And it's not about taking customers and trying to sell stuff. We were deliberate. No selling. As a matter of fact, I don't really want to rock with too many hair shows and educational platforms where they're just pushing product, because it's a little bit out of control. And we're going to make this after we get through 2025, we're going to be like, we're going to cut all this nonsense out. We're really going to push this Afro hair science. So to me, if you are a licensed professional in the chat, go ahead on and give that hand clap that you agree. We got to come from behind the chairs and get out into the public and meet them where they're at. Because even this discussion tonight, the truth about lock care and maintenance, we need to kind of, I don't want to say gatekeep, but somehow, some way, sure. Don't you think we have to put, how when you go to the doctor, there are things that we know that's going to happen. Like as soon as you walk in, the first thing they're going to do is have you, you come to the front, they're going to sign in, check your insurance, make sure everything is good, right? Then when you go in the back, they're going to triage, they're going to weigh you, take your blood pressure and all that, everything, take your heart. And then the doctor's going to come in and you're going to count. We should have some type of a standard. Like when you go to a restaurant, what's going to happen. First, they're going to So do you see anything wrong with us trying to get that at least a I don't know, what would you call it, an entry point to service? We got to do it. We have to.
Yeah, we can have our own, it's called concierge.
Okay.
And we do have, and actually there is a portion of a receptionist / concierge where we do, you fill out, certain questionnaires and we come meet you there and we kind of get you prepared. And we do have that, you know what I mean? We do have, we just don't practice it and we may not have actually implemented it.
Right. So what we're going to, we're going to use our voice to encourage professionals to at least give you guys a baseline. So, because we know, like, if we go to the doctor, right, and the doctor don't use that hand sanitizer, we like, it's just some things we just know should take place. You know what I'm saying? So it's just time for us to really help the public out, because the amount of money, the amount of frustration, mankind been around for billions and millions of years. I don't know about billions, but for sure millions of years. And for us to not have this hair thing together and we're still fighting wars. So like, how in the hell did we get this far in life and we still fight? I mean, shouldn't shouldn't the world be about like making love or how to skip to Malou, my darling? Something, musical chairs. Should we be trying to perfect some more happiness? But
Yeah.
sending Kilmar or Brago to another, what the French talk? What are we doing? I mean,
Yeah.
we should be, to me, I feel like humanity, we should be all love right about now because we know that evil ain't getting us nowhere.
We had World War I. We've had World War II. What are we waiting for? World War III, and then we'll get it together.
Who in the chat ready for some love? Genesis says she saw us at Bronner Brothers. We're still waiting on Kefele, guys. We're gonna in a minute. We're gonna go ahead and get the conversation going. What's up, R Clock? It's been a while. It's so glad to see you back into the chat. Weekay, how you doing, boo? Because we're about to hit it. We're about to get this conversation going, and because this is really, really important. I've got some videos, to make it messy boots. Messy. I got some messy. I go on TikTok. That's where all the action is at. So go on TikTok and check out some of that stuff. And I'm here to tell y'all, it's just quite interesting. So anywho, let's get into this lock maintenance. We think that this is important. So Cheryl, let's just kind of get it started. What are some of the things about locks and the care that you see? Is that Kefele down in there? I'm trying to see his face, so I don't want to just show his ceiling because he's like, he might have something hanging from a swang, hanging from the roof. I wouldn't put the things out there like that, Anywho, while we wait, when I see Kefele's face, guys, I'm just gonna bring him in. Cheryl, like, stop it, Judy. I mean, folks be having them swings, you know what I'm saying? Anywho, okay, I don't want to put all this business out there, but anywho, so Cheryl, what is it about? You go first, and I'm gonna go second. What is it about lock care and locks that concerns you as a professional? And then if you guys can drop your comments in the chat, because we're here for it. So come on and bring it. What is it about locks and the care of it that concerns you? Or if you don't have any, say, I'm cool. I think everything cool in the fan. We'll take that too. But Cheryl, let's get this conversation going.
Well, I think my first concern, because I am doing some personal things in my career, that because this month is hair loss awareness month, and every September, and we focus on cosmetic trichology. And when we are talking about the Afro Science education process, curriculum or syllabus or any type of workshop or course, for some reason, still, unfortunately, locks and braids, any hairstyle that has anything to do with the traction, tension, pulling, and kind of scalp probably compromising happens to wear the label of good, meaning that it's cultural, or cultural meaning that it's good. And then we forget about the cosmetic and the physiology, and because there's a lot of stress that cultural hairstyles have on the scalp. And so I find myself spending this month dealing with it. And then after we get through talking about the medical issues and the physiology issues and the cosmetic issues and things, and then of course, we think everything that begins culturally doesn't have a science or a method to it, right? Or even a sanitation component to it. And so it's one of those subjects that is, you have this slippery slope because, of course, it has so much cultural impact.
Right.
Right. And then because we don't understand that just because it's cultural, in terms of Afrocentric, right? I think it's automatically void of any problems and and disorders. And so that's what that's where my issue is.
Right.
And then of course, within the last 25 years, unfortunately, the most dangerous term is protective.
Right.
I'm just trying to professionally deal with that. Yeah.
I got you. Well, we gonna bring in the king of lock. Now y'all know now we don't be messing around. We get these special potent people on here now. We got to show up and show out. So I see my boss. My boss is in the chat. Okay, y'all, come on, y'all know, drop them L. Hey, boss, how you doing? We still got to get together, okay? But y'all put your hands together. We got the king of lock. I think if anybody is qualified to talk about this, it's definitely going to be him. So let's get y'all real live hand claps so we can hear y'all. I'm about to bring him in, the one and only Mr. Kafele, the king of lock. There he is. Come on, y'all. One more time. One more time.
Turn your phone off. Kafele.
You said do what?
Nothing. Somebody turn.
You got some feedback.
Are you watching? Are you watching on your phone?
Yes.
Okay. Whose feedback is it?
Okay, so there I am. Do you hear any feedback from me?
I don't hear any feedback. No.
Okay, so let's try Kafele again. Oh wait. Okay, Kafele. How many devices you got going?
Oh, maybe I should turn my speaker off. I'm sorry.
That's okay. He like, I will make sure y'all hear me. Right. He'll be right back. Okay. All right, couple seconds here. Let's see what we got going on over on IG. What's going on, son of a queen? Vicaria Alexis. That's a beautiful name.
Ooh, nice name.
There you go. Yes, the revolution will not be texturized. Look at that. He just gonna dog us out. Come on, Kafele, you know we match. Because you got your maroon. See my curtains in the back? Hattie Mae gave me them curtains, by the way, y'all. Hattie Mae, like, you need to decorate that room. But anywho. Kafele, we are so excited to have you on. Now, this was impromptu. Y'all do know this, right? I hit Kafele up like 2 minutes ago. Like, Kafele, can you please come in the chat? Because you know people gonna be like, Ladosha and Shirley ain't got no business talking about hair and they hair locks and their hair is straight. So that's what I want to know, Kafele. Can people with straight hair, can we talk about locks, or can it only be people with locks?
I'm live on a podcast. I'll call you later.
I love you too.
Sure.
Ronaldo.
Hey, Ronaldo.
I know Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, get on the chat with us. Okay, Kafele. First of all, can people with straight hair talk about locks? Number one. Number two, what are your concerns about what you're seeing with lock care in 2025? So, first question, can I talk about it? Because I was told that you was not natural, so you need to get out of our community. And I was like, but I do declare. And then what's your take on what's happening with this lock care in 2025? So answer those two questions.
So anybody can talk about anything. There was a moment where I didn't have locks, and the natural hair and lock community wanted to know, how are you the king of lock with no locks? And I was, because I'm locked in.
Oh.
And so Dr. Murrow and Miss Wright, they're locked in on hair education. So yeah, if you're locked in with hair education, anybody can share their perspective and their truth and their expertise.
I had to drop a bomb on that one because I like that. What do you think, Cheryl?
Hondo is quite prolific.
Okay.
And he expresses himself quite well. He's been in here a long time.
Okay.
I don't even remember how I met him. I know I met his ass in Brooklyn.
Is Brooklyn in the house? Okay, now second question.
No, I think I met you, Moshood.
No, it was 4W.
Yeah, it was 4W. Yeah, okay. Was it
We're
right
not
next?
from.
Wait, and you know, Tom.
I hate when people from New York be talking New York because I want to be foxy like New Yorkers are some foxy. I mean, I used to be like, oh, I wish I was from New York. They got that swag, you know. But anywho, so do you have any concerns about what you're seeing, how lock hair has evolved and where it is today? Let me show you a little clip. You know, I'm just gonna put clip at random, and I want to hear your thoughts on what. And if you don't have any, you don't have any. But if you do, please share them with us. Concerns about lock hair. Here we go.
Be
Check
careful
this one
when you're
out,
getting your
Cafele.
locks done and what style you're getting because you may end up like me, bald and edgeless. I just had to cut a lock out of my hair because I got my hair done like 3 weeks ago in a style. I haven't gotten a style in a long time, so I guess the tension was just a little too much for my edges. They are kind of fine. And I finally took the style out a couple days ago, washed my hair today, and then you know like the water really weighs down your lock. So I just feel like my lock was hanging on by like a few strands and I didn't like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just pulling the plug and I'm cutting it. And yes, I did cry. I did have a moment of just like kind of crashing out because I was really sad. This is the first time I've like cut a lock out. And plus it's on my edges. Like I know it. How bad does it look? Just be honest.
All right, Cafele. So she says the lock, she had the lock style, and you know, she took the lock style out, the water weighed her hair down, and before you knew it, dang on it, the lock was on the hairs of his chinny chin chin, and she cut it off. So, with that being said, what are your concerns that you see and hear or you're called about when it comes to lock care?
So would you like me to make reference to the video?
You can do whatever you want to do. I mean, you're the king. All hail.
So as a professional, I always say I don't give any advice. I don't give any information, and I definitely give no prescriptions unless I have a face-to-face consultation with the client.
So, would you say that's a concern that you have? Is that you see people giving advice and talking to folks when they ain't even seen no parts of them? Is that a concern?
That is a concern. So shamelessly, I would like to plug my new ebook coming.
You better.
The first date, a masterclass to consultations. So if you have ever had a upset with a stylist, or if a stylist has ever had an upset with you, it is usually because you didn't have a consultation or you didn't have a good one. The ebook is called The First Date because after the first date, we will decide whether we want to see each other again.
Oh, how you doing out there? You better.
And so the consultation is necessary. You must have a consultation, whether it's with your doctor, your dentist, your mechanic, your spouse. The challenge is how do we get people to talk in a generation that doesn't want to talk and only text? So the consultation is simple. The client or the potential client is sharing with me what their expectations are. My job is to be honest if I could fulfill those expectations. And if I'm not honest, it doesn't need to be a money grab. I have a responsibility to send the client to the next available professional.
Mm-hmm.
But if the client's energy is bad, I'm not sending them anywhere.
Okay, that now you went kind of, he went straight up the middle. He drove the car over the damn grass and bust through the
Yeah.
glass and everything went straight in. And so you say lock care starts with the consultation. Now, would that be at every visit or just the initial visit?
That's the key about consultations. They never end.
Mhm.
Just like dating, you keep doing what you do to date the person to keep them.
Okay, sure. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The consultations never end. The next time you come, how's your hair doing? How's it feel? Is your hair growing? Is it not growing? Is it dry? If you have mature locks, the consultation is, how would you like your hair? Would you like it up? Would you like it down? What do you want your hair to say?
Okay, now let me just interject. What Cheryl, and then you come back, Kafele. What do you have to say to people who say, "Well, what the hell am I paying you for? Why are you asking me all them damn questions?" I do get that sometimes. So what about people who really, Cheryl, they feel like y'all getting just a little bit too technical. Just lock my dang on hair and get it over with. Cheryl, what's your take? I'm just playing devil's advocate, y'all. Y'all know Kilo gonna get it in. And then Confella, you come back and give your take for people who are saying you guys are getting a little bit. Y'all not doctors. Y'all just hairstylists, lacticians, natural, whatever y'all gonna call yourselves this year. Cheryl, you take, and then Confella, you go next. And drop your questions in the chat, by the way.
I think one of my questions to because I don't believe lock, braid, or natural hair to be outside of cosmetology. I think it's a different section or a sector.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But my goal and question to you is and I'm referencing the video, has natural hair and the lock industry and natural hair providers, have you guys got on the same page on because of course locks are actually 80% scalp and 20% about hair. Okay.
Now, is this also part of your answer?
My question,
Okay.
because of course it is, it's concerning to me that, let's just say, and he's absolutely right, and Tondo is a pro, right? And he's been doing this for a long while. But for even newbies or even sophomores that's been doing it for maybe 5 to 6 years, right? Has the lock population, the professional, and the natural hair and braider, have you guys come together on what is appropriate? What is the rule of thumb? What is the rule, the set of standards for scalp care? Because to answer as you answered her question, you say it's consultation, consultation, consultation. In the consultation, a person would say, why are you asking me the question? We don't know. And so are you guys as a profession comfortable with your set of scalp? Because that's what you're actually going to be talking about, not basically their hair. Am I correct or am I wrong?
You're not wrong. Um, but I never like you guys. And I think that um, social media, the bad part about it is that it gives everybody a platform to speak and be revered as a professional.
Mm-hmm.
And the consultation is important because you get to vet me.
So what you
I
said, let me just kind of get in front of y'all a little bit. How I gotta walk my people. What's up, fam? Y'all, it's this building getting full. We should have known Confella ass was gonna bring them on out. Okay. Okay, welcome in. Y'all come on into the building. So let me get in front of y'all a little bit, okay? So what you're saying is that because of social media, right? Or with the influence, okay, of social media,
Or
And
layman.
because right, layman, because they're giving out so much information. That's what's making people say, Kefele, Cheryl, Kilolo, shut up and lock my dang on hair. Nobody got time with y'all, all this poetic justice and cultural king and princess of, what you call us, the Duchess of Locks, just do my hair. So you guys are saying that the social media is out in front and it's setting the tone for what's happening when you guys Kefele start to work with hair. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying?
It sets a tone because all people see or all that is made available on social media is lock style.
Hmm. And
Everybody is concerned. I didn't mean to cut you.
now go ahead.
Everybody is concerned or focused on the aesthetic, which is nice,
Well, the end result. Yeah.
which is that now that is the conversation, the aesthetic. I want my hair to look a certain way, so on and so on and so forth. And the conversation of hair care is not available.
Now, sure.
And
Go
so
ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
And there's a piece of the industry that thinks it doesn't matter. Like everywhere I go on Instagram, lock style, lock style, lock style, lock style, lock style, lock style. And I don't see nobody sharing any education. Well, there is a few. Um, but the education piece is almost invisible.
Well, let me show you a clip. And this might give both of y'all some insight into why the hairstyle might be getting a whole lot of more attention. Here we go, show y'all. This is a good one.
Question. Did everybody in the lock community know that you was just gonna get more tender-headed? And I say more tender-headed because I'm already tender-headed. So I was doing my little routine of where I kind of like separate any locks, kind of like, you see how that one is, like little married together. Why did that hurt so damn bad? I pulled 2 locks together and it felt like I was splitting my scalp open. It literally felt like my mom, like, yanking my shit to put my head in a ponytail.
Pain. They say beauty is pain. And maybe in the lock community, and this is why social media, and I think in the beauty industry, that's kind of how we got behind and social media came out ahead because we were not addressing what people really had concerns about, which was time in the salon, cost, and then of course chemicals and so on and so forth. And so now in your community, we're focusing on style, and because the truth of the matter is, this shit hurt, and y'all not talking about the pain and just some other hidden things that's taking place within that hairstyle, like Cheryl focused on scalp. So how does the lock community, when it comes to care, how do you guys address something like scalp care, and how do you guys address the unspoken reality that for some people it's painful, and of course there are others, but that's just an example.
So this, Dr. Merrill, you was about to say something?
No, I'm listening.
This is one of the many things that annoy me. Social media. Why are you talking to the community about your scalp concerns? And why are you not talking to a professional? I am okay with you having a personal relationship with your hair, but at least be with the guidance of a professional until the professional says your locks are mature now. You can have a personal relationship with your hair. But while I'm servicing you, you should be watching me and mimicking me and doing the same things when you decide that you want to move on with a stylist, you would like to do it yourself. But Beauty is not pain. This
Okay.
is this is the reason why we have mirrors. Because I am the driver and I need to constantly be looking at my rear view mirror at my client's face. If I see any sign of displeasure, I should be able to look in the mirror and address it before it's even a conversation. Am I doing this too tight? Are you okay? The styling. You like what you see? Do you not like it? And then you get an opportunity to be a co-stylist. No, Kafele, do this to the left. Let's try doing it like this. And when the client gets an opportunity to be a co-stylist, they appreciate the art of the style more.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
All
Let me ask
right. Okay. Okay. I want to get back to scalp. We got a lot of questions in the chat about this scalp. So go ahead, show. We're gonna get some of these questions answered. Y'all keep them coming.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. I know you're pointing at social media, but I would, as a professional, and I do consider you a top professional, I would like you to talk to your colleagues for a second. And so, as this one young lady was really airing her grievances, obviously she has experienced some increased temporal arteritis, ARTERITIS. Anyway, do you understand what I'm saying? And she's experiencing some scalp soreness or maybe some abnormal sensation, right? And so, as I go back to how important you feel as a professional, does the natural hair world and braiders and most locticians, do they consider them those professionals that you're talking about? And that's a problem. That is a problem. Yeah, because that is maybe, and I'm not saying that maybe, I'm not saying that all of them, and that is probably what drives the social media. Because they feel they have no, because I'm gonna tell you right now, you and I and Ladosha and some other locticians that are quite professional and aware of scalp is the most important component in especially restrictive scalp heavy hairstyling, which most Afrocentric, diasporic, Afro-cultural hairstyles are very taxing on the scalp. So,
Hold on, Doc.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions, so go ahead about the scalp. So yeah,
when it comes to the scalp, one of the things, in my opinion, that I see is their stylists or themselves choosing to shampoo their own hair and scratching the scalp and not using fingertips.
They could be, no doubt about it.
They're scratching the scalp, which opens up. You don't know what's in their nails. They're open to infection, and that's a lot of soreness on the scalp. And them shampooing their own hair at home and scratching because it feels good.
So let me ask you a question. Right. So I know we got a lot of questions, so we're gonna shut up so Key Lolo can do what she got to do. But one of the things that as professionals, and we're going to be talking about this at the Beauty Under One Roof. So I don't want to, and so as a professionals, we're not really blaming the scratcher, but the root and nature of the itch. Am I correct?
I think it's both.
I'm done. Kilo.
Okay. All right. Okay. He thinks it's a little bit of both.
I don't think a lot of stylists are savvy on products. Just to give you a quick example, most natural hairstylists make their own oil. So if you have a client in the chair and you don't have a proper consultation, and the client has a nut allergy, and you got almond oil in your oil, and the client starts spazzing out, which could possibly die,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of issues. Go ahead, Lola. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I think the first thing, here we go, coming from Kay Washington. She says she's driving, but she's curious. Why people that have locks are suffering from hair loss. So one, how does the natural hair community, number one, do you guys have a foundation for scalp education that can help with this situation? Number one, then number two, how, why do, in your opinion, do you see a select group of people losing hair from wearing locks?
A lot of over manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
This generation and the aesthetic of style,
Mm-hmm.
people feel challenged or forced to, what is the word? Perform with their hair.
Mm-hmm.
There always has to be a need to perform or some kind of performance. People don't feel okay or enough if there's no style involved.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there should just be a shampooing, a conditioning, an oil treatment, and just let your hair be. It doesn't have to be groomed and twisted all the time. Allow your hair to rest and let it breathe. Or just get a basic grooming and let the client look at their locks. Let them see them, how they're growing or how they're not growing. Just give them an opportunity to be. But nobody wants to be in that space where there's no performance, no style aesthetic. And the internet has made it that way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of overcoloring. You don't have to color your hair as soon as you see a gray. And not knowing the safest way to color. Every color doesn't have to have ammonia or peroxide. You can just do a rinse. You can just do Biogen. You can do safer, or I don't know a lot of people who do hennas no more, but there's safer ways to do something, especially if your hair is not super strong, super kinky, you're a senior citizen. You have to see if the client has allergies, if they have prior health conditions. You have to try to do the safest way possible.
Okay.
And you see
All right.
how the things that he named are not hair oriented, because natural hair people, braiding and loctician people, when they experience a event, a sensation, a condition, or a disorder, you notice they're never talking about the hair itself. They are talking about how it feels, and that is their scalp.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be, and we talked about it, Kafele, and we talk about it all the time, Ladosha. The Black people's scalps are so different. It's just so, because it's so different because it produces a different hair. And if it produces a different hair, then in and of itself, there must be some differences. And I'll be honest with you. I have to say I am more of the notion. I am a Fatu Senge kind of girl. I believe that the Western world applies the same one or two techniques to restrictive Afrocentric hairstyles improperly, and maybe at the wrong times for too long. I just absolutely think, as a people, as an Afrocentric, Afro descending people, that we have focused within the last maybe 100 years. We've just focused on hair. And that is where Tondo is correct. We are so aesthetic driven and hairstyle and the end result driven that we do not understand the very nature of what is growing that hair. And so I just don't think that we understand the Afro
Right.
at all.
Right. And we definitely, I know I didn't until I took your class. Go ahead, Kafela, and then we got a question down here for you.
And I think there's too much pressure on the stylists.
Meaning?
I feel that the community and the client has to be a part of the process. You can't be a slave to Kafele. You can't come and get your hair done and disappear for 3 months and think that everything is going to be okay. Clients are not checking in with me and letting me know what's going on. And
Well, that's where AI is supposed to be helping us, from what I gather.
but they're going to other stylists. They're using products that are trying to slick their edges, which are just clogging their pores. It's a team. You have to be in team with me.
And then that's behavior modification. I mean, and let me just say this. You have to remember, I want you to ponder this thought, and we're going to get to the question. It's a team. Check in with me. That is diametrically opposed to why they got the protective hairstyle. They don't want to fucking check in with you, Kafele. They don't want to check in with you. They want to get the hairstyle because they are trying to get something that they don't want to have to deal with. And once again, if they put their hair away and do something, it is part and parcel of a grander conversation. And I know we can't fit it in just this podcast, but go ahead.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps when you said that.
Yeah. Yeah. And go ahead. But that's what we have to do. And that's why this is America's favorite podcast about Black hair. And that's why we say the dumbest shit that people say about Black hair is that you're looking for hairstyles that are what? Low maintenance. That's just some dumb shit, y'all. It just can't because it's going to require you got to, it's like your teeth. You got to do a little something. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Kafele. We got to get to this question right quick.
Dr. Cheryl.
Yes, sir.
Miss Wright. # we need less protective hairstyles and more protective stylists.
Oh, we go. Did y'all heard it first? Now, y'all be going somewhere talking about some protective hat. Don't y'all do that. Kafele coined it first. Protective stylist. And I'm gonna tell you right now, baby, I'm gonna be the first one to put it after my name.
You heard
y'all
it first.
better let me get it. Come on, let me get that hand clap. Come on, y'all. Drop them hand clap emojis. I'm gonna come back to your question, baby. Come on. Come on. Standing ovation. Standing ovation right there, okay? Protective stylists. We're not talking about protective hairstyles. We're talking about protective stylists. But the question that came up, let me go back to it. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I can put y'all little comments on them up there a little bit. They got this little new thing now. Okay. She wanted to know. Wait a minute. I got to go back up because there was so many questions. Where did it go? I'm going to find it. She wanted to know about. Yeah, I'm gonna put it up here. We got hair loss. I'm sorry.
It was Madam Flares. Huh?
Yeah, it was Madam Flares. And she wanted to know. There it is. Here it goes. I got you, baby. That's what she wants to connect, but she wants to connect with the braiders and the natural hairstylists that don't shampoo. Now, let me just say this. Now it's about to get a little hectic. Okay, it's getting kind of hectic. And now, okay, y'all can come after me if y'all want to, all right? But first of all, in some states, the braiders are not allowed to shampoo. So that's a legality that some states have said they cannot shampoo the hair.
And do you guys know why? You guys know why?
I was gonna let Cheryl take that over. Mm-hmm. But so the not shampooing is not about what y'all think it's about. And this is where we have to come in and help y'all. Now, we heard Kafele say, like clog, follicles, but we really talking about the stuff that's like really coated and stuff on the scalp. So Cheryl is going to help y'all gain a clear understanding of why the state says those braiders, those natural hairstylists, those locticians, again, in certain states. So know the laws in your state. Like in Ohio, they can't, but they can get a shampoo permit. Okay. So the braid, if you're just going to braid in Ohio, no, ma'am, you can't be shampooing and blow drying because now you're moving over into cosmetology. Y'all see what we're saying? But you can.
The natural
Right.
hair would have stayed in cosmetology.
Cosmetology. Right.
So
I'm going to let you.
an apprentice.
I'm about to let her get it.
Right.
I'm gonna pass the mic. I'm gonna pass the mic to Cheryl like this. Like, what's the man? Who passed the mic? What was his name? What was the DJ Cassidy? Okay. I'm about to pass the mic like DJ Cassidy so you guys can understand why those states do not want those braiders shampooing that hair. Cheryl, pass the mic.
Okay. Thank you. Well, first of all, when you use water, you are getting into, because water is considered a what? An ingredient. Second, when you also use water, you're going to use another product called shampoo. And shampoo is considered a cosmeceutical. That's number 2. Number 3.
Break that down, please.
Well, she's gonna get it. She's gonna come back though.
A cosmeceutical.
Right.
She's gonna come back though. We just
now, well, just to make my point. Okay, let me go through the next one. I'll make that a point. See if I don't forget it. But number 3, if you do not even use water properly, you will begin any bacteria and any fungus. At that point, if you do not have knowledge, because you have to remember, why is cosmetology governed by its hallmarks called regulations and sanitation? Why do you think that? Because our use of water, what is germs are waterborne.
Yeah.
Fungus is waterborne. Bacteria is waterborne. Okay. Aerosols are airborne. COVID was airborne, and it came through what we call aquifers or ventilators. So air and water is so prevalent in what we call a salon spa. Spa actually means water. Okay, that's why they're called spas. But once you start getting in there and dealing, because water is an ingredient, right? But to answer your question, there is no such thing as a medicated conditioner. There is no such thing as a medicated grease. There is no such thing as a medicated oil. But there is a such thing as a medicated shampoo.
Yes.
Right. So shampoos are considered, and though it is the largest demographic in cosmetology, natural hair care, it doesn't make a difference. Shampoos are your largest cosmetic and cosmeceutical and personal care sector. Okay. So if you can make great shampoos, you're actually guaranteed to be quite wealthy. But go ahead.
And because I was itching. Okay. So let me help y'all out again. Okay. Nehemiah, we got you. Is it Naima? I'm sorry. Naima McMillan. Okay. So here we go. And Madam Flair. So you say you want to connect with them that don't shampoo. Now, if you're licensed and you're not shampooing, shame on you. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. But in our book of cosmetology, to Cheryl's point, one of the first lessons that we get, here it is on bacteriology. We get into the stuff that Cheryl is talking about, infection control and practices, y'all. So these natural hairstylists, see, they don't have that part of the education. People think shampooing is just this willy-nilly, put some soap in some hair and scrubbing back and forth. And you heard Kafele talk about using them fingernails, okay? This is why we said y'all need to have some education. But sure, I'm gonna pass the mic. I gotta pass it right back to you, okay? Because remember now, y'all was the first to say we don't need no education. I was born with this. I was the gift. I got gifted hands from the Lord. But y'all don't understand why they say no. Don't let them mess around with that water, okay?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, then I'm gonna have Cheryl take it to the next level
Go
on
ahead.
why we should have kept that braiding inside of cosmetology and locking and so on and so forth.
I don't have a clear understanding on why shampooing hair is being governed and bathing ourselves is not.
And doing what now?
Bathing. Because you bathe, that's personal. You ain't going to nobody to wash you. But if somebody is gonna wash you, they are governed. I will say that.
And it's like it's like, what does Ladosha say when her granddaughter is of age and Ladosha says, baby, come here, let me braid your hair. And the baby says, Grandma, you licensed?
Because what you do at home is different from the public. Let's not be penny wise and dollar foolish, okay? What you're doing now, your bio, because your bio it's like going to another country and they say take shots and stuff. The whole bio in your house is totally different from when you start working with the public. And this is where I want Cheryl to come in and we could talk about a little bit more of why they really should have kept the braiding and the locking in the hair salon, because when we talk about communicable diseases and infections, y'all think it's like, and this is no disrespect, like just AIDS, but there's so much more little bitty things. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. But let me answer his question, because at the end of the day, that is because see, my job is to educate smart men and smart people like Mr. Tondo, because sometimes they're so smart, they're smart asses.
Again, we're talking about the truth about lock care and maintenance, and it's getting kind of hectic. Come on, y'all, hit that thumbs up button.
So my question to the King of Lock would be, do you get dandruff on your ass?
No.
Okay. Do you get dandruff on your legs?
No.
No. Okay. Why do you get dandruff on your scalp?
Could be diet, could be stress, could be medicine.
Do you think the hair follicle on your scalp is different than the hair follicle on your legs?
Absolutely.
Okay. So do you think that people are called dermatologists are just going to school for nothing? So do you understand that the conditions that the skin can produce? And so what I'm saying to you is that the scalp houses something called a follicle. And the skin is so different on your scalp that the hair follicle in your scalp is actually an organ. But the follicle on your eyebrows, eyelashes, and mustache and sideburns, and on your back and in your stomach and pelvic area and on your feet and toes and hands is not the same damn hair on your head, Mr. Kafele. And you know that.
I did not. Thank you.
Well, I think you did. I'm just saying sometimes, generally, we forget. But you do know the hair that is produced in a hair follicle that is in the scalp is quite different on your mustache. Your mustache is producing what we call a stubble, right? And it may be vellus or terminal. However, but the subcutaneous producing a hair on your head, it has a totally different texture, it reacts to water different. And my point into you is always to have this education make sense to you, not to just say anything. But also, your immune system has a different set of wound healing principles on your scalp than it is with you cutting your damn hand. and cutting your scalp or having a scalp infection or having something, because of course, contact dermatitis or alopecia areata does not happen on your toes. Ringworm don't happen on your ass. It happens on something called a scalp that has a whole set of different networks and a whole set of different scalp. And that's why Afrocentric people, like you said, doing Afrocentric cultural hairstyles. And if African people have different braiding styles for different parts of the head at different stages, at different times, and things of that nature, our Black asses in North America, because we are continental Western Black folks, we got to stop thinking we know every goddamn thing and understand that we have got what? What do they say in the Western world? 33 degrees of masonry. Well, African has goddamn 360. So our asses is missing at least 180. So we have to at least understand that something has to be wrong because it's producing an outcome that is not desirable and it's creating conditions and disorders. Yeah.
And that is the reason why braiders have no business messing around with that water.
I don't even trust the curriculum that they would get that now that they are lobbying for. They should have stayed their asses in cosmetology.
Right, because cosmetology, I mean, now remember, we're going to argue, every profession will argue that they didn't get enough education. I don't care if you're a doctor, you can be an attorney. Absolutely. It doesn't matter. We all are going to say, I paid all this money, I didn't get enough education. So cosmetology is not exempt. However, we will have to give them credit for the very elementary.
Absolutely.
Because they do ask us all to get continuing education. But to Kafele's point, everybody was just we could get it off YouTube. Now they like, well, okay, have at it. Yeah, so now a lot of states, let me just get finished. And so now a lot of states are saying, well, we'll just, like in Ohio. Now, when you get your continuing education, they only want to make sure you have that public safety and sanitation down to a science. Because they know that if them braiders get into that water with no education, understanding what's in the water and so much more, we're in a whole bunch of trouble, guys. And we told y'all, we had Fatu come to America over 14 years ago to say, in this state, no, they will have some. I wish it could have been more. All we could get was the boutique permit. But you know what? It's better than nothing. And now they cannot work in a salon. They can't work solo. They have to work alongside a licensed barber and cosmetologist who's constantly being held accountable to know these things. Because when we don't do them, you can report us. You can report Ladosha, say, Ladosha, drop the comb on the floor, because these are laws, these are rules that we must follow. And Cheryl talked about that water and that whole cosmeceutical, and they really want you to go a little bit more into that cosmeceutical. So Madam Flair, that's a wonderful question, and you want to connect with them that don't shampoo and encourage them, go get y'all butts a cosmetology license, because there's so much more to shampooing hair than wetting it.
Yes,
so much more. Cheryl, take it away. Cosmeceuticals is where they want to know. They want to know more about cosmeceuticals.
Cosmeceuticals do, put it this way, a cosmeceutical has an active. So let's say it is one step above what we call a over-the-counter. They can only sell a set of drugs that the Food and Drug Administration have approved for layman's, AKA, and I hate to say it, and I'm gonna say this word just so y'all can get the point. They have deemed, okay, Tylenol, ibuprofen, okay, or any other kind of sedative. You guys understand that NyQuil? Do you understand how much goddamn lobby that NyQuil had to do to get it over the counter, though it was a narcotic, right? And so in the cosmetic world, because of the lobby and because most over-the-counter cosmetics, not cosmeceuticals, I haven't gotten to that yet, but cosmetics do not carry a effect that is lasting more than, let's say, a couple of days or whatever the case may be. So let's just say something, you had an anaphylaxis and if your hair came out, well, your hair come out is only one day. After you lose it, it's on its way growing back. That is what is temporary about it. But a cosmeceutical has an actual active in it that is to counter a condition or a disorder. Okay, so let's just say Danger shampoos, right, may have just regular tar, okay, or some kind of other ingredient. But a cosmeceutical is something that you probably would get from your dermatologist, even though there are Nizoral type of shampoos, but it's in such a low dosage that it's probably not going to deal with anything that if you've been suffering from it for 2 months or whatever the case may be. So cosmeceuticals are to be able to fix something in a more of an active, let's say like a retinol, acne or whatever, or a skin infection or whatever the case may be. But that's the cosmeceutical. A cosmeceutical, they govern cosmeceuticals quite efficiently, in my opinion, because they watch certain hair dyes. FDA watches certain hydroxys, alpha hydroxys, right? That actually take the first layer of your skin off to give you like a skin appeal or something of that nature. But most most medicated shampoos have what we call actives in them. It could be at 1.0%, 1%, 2%. You'll start seeing and start reading the labels, but those are considered cosmeceuticals.
All right. Okay. All right. Y'all taking notes. Y'all doing good. And our Clark, I'm sorry. Please make sure you email us at afrohairscience@gmail.com. And we will make sure we get that book out to you. She says she won a book. We never sent it. So we want to keep our words and make sure we get that. Now, Kefele, as we move on the conversation along, when it comes to this, the truth about lock care. And now you guys can see the low maintenance, it's getting kind of, so here is another person that I found. I saw this guy twice on TikTok, but he has like millions of followers. But anywho, he's going to give his opinion about lock care in general. And then though, Kefele, we know you like to have the consultation, but just if you have some rules of thumb of when it comes to lock care, maybe if you have 3 pointers and behind the chair, we would love to hear from you. So here's a gentleman who's very popular on YouTube, is giving his opinion about lock care. Here we go.
To maintain your hair frequently, you don't need a daily routine. When it comes to locks, less is more. We locked this hair so that we could spend more time doing other things and not focusing on the hair. Remember that. It's about self-consciousness. It's about who you are as a person. It's about raising up yourself to become a better human being. I'll be talking about these tips every day for the next 30 days. If you want to learn how to lock your own hair, if you want to be a master loctician, if you want to begin the business of locking people's hair, click on the link on my bio. I have pre-recorded classes, one-on-one classes, and hands-on training for you. Peace out.
All right. So that hair was so pretty. I had to pitch the screen and say, are those locks or are those curls? So he's very popular. I did not get his name. I'm sorry.
What is distinctive? What is one distinctive thing about his locks that you saw, Kefele, that I saw?
Because there are a lot of men who are into this lock thing. There's a white guy who's pretty popular. You got Kefele, this gentleman here. So yeah, let's hear from the men.
So that's Chris McDread.
Oh, McDread. Okay.
He, I believe he's from the motherland, and he does hair in, where do people go on vacation?
Jamaica,
No,
Senegal,
not the motherland.
uh, in the United States or the Caribbean.
Sand, camels.
Egypt,
Oh,
Saudi
Egypt.
Arabia, Dubai,
Dubai.
Abu Dhabi. Okay. Dubai.
I don't, I know who he is. We have different core beliefs. I really don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah.
Or what the
Well,
question is.
his tips. He gave some tips on lock care, and he said basically, there is no daily routine. No daily routine. The purpose of locks is to just stay off your hair and focus on you. What's your take on a routine for locks? Do you think it's no maintenance, or what's your take on it?
I think the client gets to choose. If you know you have strong hair, then you may not need a lot of moisture. You may not need oil. You get, once you have a relationship with your hair will tell you what it needs. That's my take on it. Um, Lock educators, they have their own core principles, and the client, you get to decide whether you want to enroll in that mindset for the hair set. Um, I believe the client needs a little bit of moisture. The hair needs a little bit of oil. It's like bathing. You need more than water. You need some lotion. You need deodorant. And I feel like the hair needs more than water, depending on your
Out, Madam Flair.
He's the McDread guy. He is from Kenya. I googled him. He is from Kenya. Okay. And so his take on the locks is that no maintenance and focus on you. And Kafele says it's personal for each individual person, but you need to stay away from putting that water on there. Is that correct, Kafele?
putting water on your hair.
On your locks every day.
I don't like to police people.
Kafele, you trying to be? Come on now, Kafele. You got some standards, like like I'm a strong, staunch opponent. You got to comb your, like with hair like mine. You got to comb this. You got to comb that hair. Now you ain't gonna get. I'm not telling nobody you are gonna get up and not have to comb your hair. So with locks, there must be something that you recommend that people could do, because again, this is why we're having the truth about lock care and the maintenance, is that there is a belief that because it falls under protective hairstyles, that this is a hairstyle that really doesn't require anything. And according to Chris McDread, it doesn't. All you need to do is leave that hair alone and get in the mirror or get into your space and meditate or whatever you're going to do. Go on to the grocery store and leave that hair alone. And you say what?
Your hair needs something.
Okay.
I just don't believe, unless you're a Rasta, unless you are free forming, if you don't believe in products, the client gets to choose what's best for their hair care. I believe in moisture. I believe that moisture needs to touch the hair and moisture needs to touch the scalp. I don't believe that. I feel that oil is more so for the hair and not for the scalp. That's that's where I stand with it.
That's a nice place to stand. That's what we want to hear. You're the king of lock. I mean, when you're the king, we know what you mean.
But I'm on here with the hair oracle, so I have to be careful.
Sure gonna tap that ass. You don't care. Now, Sure ain't no gatekeeper now. I mean, Sure is learning and everything.
Let me just say this.
And I agree with you, Madam Flair, right quick. We all the chat agrees that once you're one with your hair, it does speak to you. That's the bomb.com. Go ahead, Cheryl.
And let me just say this. So when we say, like the brother said, the consciousness and all of that, here's the problem that I have with all of that bullshit. Okay?
Uh-oh.
This is one thing I have.
Let me get my vodka.
Okay. My people have to decide that consciousness is one thing. Orderly, ritual, hygiene, grooming is higher art than consciousness. It is part of consciousness. I am so tired of y'all just thinking.
Not y'all.
Okay, not y'all. Okay, and so, by the way.
Get it, Cafele. Don't put me in there.
Grooming, attention, self-adornment, self-avocation, self-advocacy, self-proxy, self-cleanliness, all of that is consciousness. And I know that black man was not talking about that shit. Okay, he was talking about some shit to help him sell some shit in Dubai. Okay, and so at the end of the day, I'm not impressed. But I will say this.
Them locks look good in the Mickey Ficky.
Okay, I will say this. He does not have the hair locked at his scalp. That's why his shit looks like that. Okay, that is what we call a fetish priest. That is from fetish priest. That is priesthood. That's a priesthood way. And that is how the Rastafari, which is Rastafari, are three names. But I digress. The point here is that that's a method. He does not have his locks twisted at the scalp. Okay?
They're crocheted.
Exactly. And that is what we call a Kenyan tradition. That is actually crocheting is actually a Kenyan tradition. But once again, continental black people in the continental US, in North America, we keep getting this shit fucked up with culture, thinking that culture does not have a method, science, and an art to it. It's not just free for all. It is not just coming to oneself. It is not any of that airy-fairy bullshit. It is you understanding that the mores, the pathology, the constitution, the institution of being Afrocentric is a art and science and applied life techniques and methods. It's cleanliness, it's hygiene, and it's grooming. I don't understand why we just can't, why do we got to get, why does, when we take culture out of technique and art and science, it's got to be one or the other. And this is where, in my opinion, where natural hair in the 1994, 5, 6, spent a decade trying to divorce itself from cosmetology, even though it was born in cosmetology. Okay, cosmetology birthed the Afro natural movement. Okay, then they spent the last Y2K trying to get a handle back in the last since 2011, 2015. Now, our point is for us to be helpful and see if we can get on the same page and make this make sense so everybody can make some money, because it's never been a broke industry. I believe it's all cosmetica, K-O-S-T, okay? K-O-S-M-E-T, okay? I believe it's all cosmetica, right? And everything has its own sector. I mean, does that make sense, y'all?
It makes a lot of sense. It makes.
Hey, I don't.
I mean, I do think that separating it, because, and this is why in our teachings we have to include the African history and the African American history, because you won't get that divide when you understand that it is all in one. I mean, adorning yourself, that's the ritual. And when you start dissecting pieces of it and said you're going to remove this portion because somebody said it's not required, yeah, I mean, it's personal, but as professionals, we will see things, because your hair, it tells us a story of what you're doing and not doing. So on a personal note, do what makes your boat float. However, I agree with Cheryl. I would refrain from trying to pose locks and natural, separate and cultural spirituality. We got to be because you're out of your ethos once you start doing that kind of
right.
stuff.
And let me just say this. And even when Africa does not say you should not make a living, any Afrocentric skill set is your birthright. No one is saying that you can't make a living. No one is saying that you can't put an African art or African spirituality into commerce and get cosmically. See, here we go again with those laws. That's why I use cosmetology, because it is a principle. It is an institution. It has a very Afrocentric constitution.
Yes.
I don't understand why we cannot get on the same page, because the longer we stay off that damn page, guess who's gonna eat your lunch?
Mighty tidy. Go ahead.
Let me try to bring some understanding.
Yes, dear. Okay, we're listening.
The reason, not the reason, the only reason why I rock with you.
Yeah, why?
Because you are the only cosmetologist that I have ever come in contact with who have spoke cosmetology from an Afrocentric perspective. That is the only reason that I choose to be mentored by you. There is a whole conversation around cosmetology that has never embraced natural hair. They only embraced black hair if it was color treated or if it was straight. So that's why now there's a desire to include natural hair, to include textured hair. We were never included. We were never a part of the equation. Nobody has taught or spoke or shared like you do. That's why I'm always on the channel. I'm always learning. And what I think I know is always challenged. And I get to learn from you. But I never embraced that cosmetology thing, because natural hair, what I fell in love with, was never a part of the inclusion. And I don't want to be no second date. I don't want to be not thought of first. So yes, I'm growing as a natural hairstylist because there is a foundation of cosmetology that I need to know. But it has never been shared or taught the way you do it. So there's the whole cosmetology industry. There are tons of educators and barbers and colorists that I respect. But there's never something that speaks directly to me until I met you.
Okay. All right. We have a question right quick from Miss Genesis with her fine ass. Miss Genesis with your fine ass says, is crocheting the same? That's not her name, y'all. I'm sorry, Genesis. She wants to know, is crochet the same as interlocking?
It is not.
Okay.
Interlocking is a system where they're sticking the lock inside the new growth, pulling out, sticking back in different directions, different degrees. Crocheting is a lock maintenance, or most effective, a lock repair method that they use with a crochet needle.
Okay. I'm not quite sure. Tristan Natural says, but sure, they may feel that's your opinion of hierarchy. People determine their own hierarchy about certain things, which they do. But if they take something personal and try to, make it factual, historical, or scientific, that's what we're trying to prevent, from. That's what we talked about, the Dunning-Kruger effect. People are definitely entitled, but our goal in helping navigate the conversation, and really those people who have the ability or the powers, whatever, to make a difference, that they're not pushing the envelope with something that's personal, um, uh, and trying to make it, a historical or scientific, psychological fact. So we do know that in the world of,
Yeah.
go ahead, Cheryl.
No, I mean, but personal opinion has gotten us the Crown Act, and it doesn't work.
I never said it. I never said it did.
No,
No,
yeah, we're just helping
right.
with the comment here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, great comment, great. We always love Trish be bringing the heat. Come on, Trish, keep it coming.
Trish presents great points. The problem is that what public opinion, without study and investigation, because there are certain scientific truths that happen, and I always say, fact ends the argument. It is more sound, and more dependable than opinion, more sound than reason. Silence is dispute. Fact always ends the argument. And we have to be brave enough and courageous enough and unsecure enough, be ready to unlearn that the fact that Afro hair science is a science. And we are not, as professionals, going to let people make it up.
Not that.
They have
Yeah.
opinions. And that's fine, because one of the things at the end of the day, once you go to problem solve, if you have myth, guesstimation, or some kind of making it up as you go, it breeds for you to naturally be insecure, lack of confidence, and then you're not going to be the best practitioner you can possibly be, because you don't have the full 360 information. And that is basically what we're trying to, do, because at the end of the day, you are not going to dermatologists, and you don't go to no doctor on this planet. You don't even go to the mechanic. You don't even take their computer you don't take to nobody and go, you know what? I want a mediocre laptop fixer today. No one does that. They go to the best of the best of the best, and especially if they can afford it. You want the person to have the best breadth of knowledge that they possibly,
Mm-hmm. And two Real Roots, which, by the way, I hope y'all still checking her out on Sundays. It was my son's birthday, so I missed it, but I'll be watching it. Yes, CJ turned 36. But Yate says they are including it. However, who is teaching the proper care of textured hair? And this is why, per Cheryl's statement, of why people must do things like what we have and continue to attempt to do here, is work with those lawmakers so that we can introduce bills, so that we can begin to raise the bar, improve, whatever words you want to use, when it comes to the education of cosmetology. We do know, like I said, even when we introduce the bill, and let's pray that it passes, right? There's still going to be people that say, what? We didn't get enough. They only told us this. The texture hair science bill only told, we do get that, but we have to start somewhere. And so I think when we talk about how, however, who is teaching it, who is teaching the proper care of it, is going to be in your advanced education, which is why we're begging and pleading you guys to come to Beauty Under One Roof. We hosted the Afro Hair Science Summit. We've given you all of the credentials and the history of who's behind it. We did a whole documentary on it, the narrative. So we're not the only ones. I'm sure there's some other ones. We are going to have the two young ladies, again, from the Natural Hairstyle and Braiders Coalition Incorporated. They're going to be on Thursday. So we'll be able to, hear what they may have some classes to offer as well. So I believe people are, starting to understand that it's not happening in cosmetology, but that's no excuse. So you are correct, Yate. But the Afro Hair Science is definitely a very credible place where you can come and understand that, don't cook it up. Look it up. We don't have to make it up. And I know for me as a cosmetologist, learning that I was making a lot of stuff up when I didn't have to, it was embarrassing. I'll be honest. Like Kafele said, it's like, but it's nice to know that there is some science available for us, that we could speak the language and be unapologetically intelligent about it, and I think that's worth saying.
Can I endorse the Afro Hair Summit, please?
Oh, please. By all means.
So any natural hairstylist, whether you are a loctician, a barber, a braider, or a weave artist.
Licensed and unlicensed, it don't matter.
So I have a saying that you can't license spirit. That's one of my favorite sayings in the world. And I also feel, I know I'm going to debate with Dr. Murrow after the call. Whenever Black people are complicit, it's always a problem for us. I never participated. Let me start with the good. Cosmetology is great. If you want to learn the science of hair color, if you want to learn the expertise of hair cutting, if you desire to service all people. It's just never acknowledged Black hair in its natural state. And so you ladies, you said there were others. I don't know any.
We know they out there. We know it. We ain't gonna think.
Well, when I see them, I'll acknowledge them. You ladies are the only ladies that spoke to me with a desire to service my people in education. I never understood going to cosmetology school and spending $30,000 that taught me nothing about my hair. Never got it. But I also know that if I don't go to cosmetology school, I can't shift the things that I want to change. But thank you, ladies, because there's levels of mentorship. And Adamola and Oren and all the people who have poured into me, there's a space where that mentoring stops and you need more. And you ladies are the more for me. So yes, thank you for speaking cosmetology to my hair and my perspectives and my culture. Otherwise, it was just like closed ears for me.
Mm.
It's like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But, and different people have different listenings. So Afro Hair Summit, you ain't even got to say a word to me. I'm already enrolled.
Mm-hmm.
The term
I
alone,
told them,
I'm already
Kafele, because we were in the class together. When I remember the Afro Hair Summit, we wasn't, if you ain't got no line, we didn't even try to go there. You know what I'm saying? That was not our lane. But Kafele was in the class with me as we were learning how to properly shampoo Afro hair, and I had a meltdown. And it's like he said, sometimes in our careers, and this is why this podcast, we talk about the dumbest shit, because cosmetologists, we don't know everything, you know what I'm saying? But we got to get in that space to what Kefele is saying so that we can challenge that feel good area. Because when you get in that space where you just high or cocky or confident, now maybe cocky is not a good word, that you know what you know, and then you get into another space that says, okay, or and I don't want to say sure when, but and or did you know? And for me, it was just such a visceral response. I was just like, oh my, I was just having a breakdown. I could feel like, girl, breathe in the bag. It's gonna it's gonna be okay, girl. You can learn something new. Because it was just hard. And so learning the truth about lock care and maintenance for a lot of people who are comfortable in spaces that's not, like Kefele said, to the betterment of the scalp and the hair. It could be a downer, but it's something in it more than, and we're not saying you're just about the bag, but we've got to get this together, and this is our goal when we talk about the truth about lock care and maintenance, and we can't do it without a person like Kefele to help navigate the conversation and encourage those who want to know more to come on and meet us in Houston. We're not in Atlanta, but if we get a way to come there and do it, we're more than welcome. It doesn't have to be large scale. I mean, Cheryl and I, we gonna rock with 4 or 5 people. Won't make us no different. We ain't on that in no kind of way. But if you want us to get to Atlanta, you get us a way to get there, we'll most certainly come there and we'll do it. But this is our love from God, and Cheryl's dad definitely he passed the baton, and he has such a strong legacy. We invite you to check out our documentary, The Narrative, which is in 4 phases to help you understand a little bit more about Afro Hair Science and this whole truth about lock care and maintenance, and who are the key players that are pushing this narrative of division. Because that's what's happening. Don't you see that? And Kefele is definitely trying to merge us together. And hopefully when we have the young ladies on from the Natural Hairstyle and Braid Coalition Incorporated, Miss Mabrin and Miss Natasha Gaspard, they're going to be able to help bridge the gap, because there's something that's, you know what I'm saying, Cheryl? It's just,
well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and commercially speaking, the cosmetology that his people structured, called Black hair care, is not the commercial cosmetology of which he is speaking, and most of them clump. Because you have to remember, Black hair care was one of the reasons why we developed it, was because we were not welcome, and we did not have the same philosophy as white cosmetology. And so there's many years where there was a lot of issues with that. But nonetheless, we pushed forward and we structured it. And we are the ones that gave white cosmetology the basis of their hygiene and grooming. And so, because culturally, we
don't have no tambourine, but keep going.
Right. Our philosophy is that the gospel, we cannot be a spiritual human being if we cannot be groomed and self-adorned and cared for. And so those things are not separate. But anyway, but I will say, even when you go into the philosophies of even, no pun intended, Miss Genesis, but when they said we, and they saw the land and the firmament, and the waters, and God separated light from darkness, and he said, let there be light. I believe he was talking to cosmetologists who understands form, who understands adornment, who understands the arts of making things blue, red, brown, making things soft, textured. You know what I mean? The whole point is that I don't do what you do doesn't mean we don't do it in a field. That's all I'm saying. I don't understand. And it doesn't help. And it doesn't mean that I cannot offer you some professional solutions and resolve when part of my industry that I don't participate in finds themselves in trouble.
Woo!
I don't understand why we can't get that shit together.
We can get it together, but you have to have the desire to know something outside of what you think you know. Because I've been saying some dumb shit.
Well, I think that we need. That's why we need vanguards like yourself. That has. It's called what our Vice President Kamala Harris was saying. We need to go forward. It's called progress. It's called we are progressives. That is what Afrocentricity and liberty is, always progress.
But when you have my peers, these ladies on the show coming up, please remember what I said. You can't license spirit. And so there is a desire for people to be licensed. Mm-hmm. But I want you to look at the spirit behind it. I want you to look at the people who are African braiders, who they desire to be licensed, who don't speak English.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
I want you to look at the African braiders who are desired to be licensed, who simply can't afford it. I want you to look at the people who desire other people to be licensed, who are handicapped or LGBTQ, have disabilities. I want you to look at the spirit behind it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't ask African braiders to be licensed and they don't speak English. They're in hustle mode. They're in survival mode. They can't afford it. There has to be a compassion and a spirit behind the licensing. It's just not do it, comply or don't. We go through that as Black people every day. We comply and we still get shot. So yes, sometimes when you say it's the dumbest shit that people say, sometimes you gain consciousness when you get it. So some people might think I say some dumb shit sometime, but I'm gaining consciousness when I get it. I get it on these lives. I get it on these phone calls. I get a clearance to challenge my thinking. And I still don't understand the shampooing. Why I have to be licensed to shampoo. It's just like, I don't get it. And we'll chat later. But I love you ladies. And you have made a difference in all the shit that I think I know and enhance the things that I do know. And I get a little angry that there's not 1,000 people on the chat because this information is so crucial. We're in a state of emergency and we don't have enough doctors and nurses to educate and heal our people from the misinformation, from the bad products, from the bad technical processes. You know, and it's more of our age have to get on social media. As uncomfortable as it is, our generation has to be a voice. Because outside of you two ladies, who is there? I love y'all and I appreciate you. And I can't believe that this shit is free. Thank you for sharing your time and your expertise. And like you told me a couple of months ago, if you reach one, you've done the work. And I want to be that one. I want to be Team Afro Hair Summit. And I desire, after 30 years in the game, there's still a lot that I would like to know and um, be a part of you and your dad's legacy.
Absolutely. It's enough. And, you know, as all my African scholars, or Dr. Joseph Benyakin would actually say to me, don't ever start with Africa. Start with Europe. It's almost like the tip of an iceberg. They're just not measurable. They're not the same in size and vastness. And he said that to say that, you know, Afrocentricity is so it's just so magnanimous. It's sometimes even incomprehensible. And so let's just start, because if we try to even think about the vastness of science, and one of the things that we have been gifted is that Mr. Morrow already did it. We are heirs. We are not to start this shit over. We are not to create an other. We are not to create something new. We are to continue where they left off, and where you guys left off is at the end of the day, we're here, and then our great grandchildren are going to start the shit over. And me and you had already in fought, shoot holes in it, almost killed each other and shit. We in fought back and forth like cats and dogs. Me and Kilo, everybody going to the court and all these committees and testifying. Why would they do it over?
Because they don't have a desire to know anything before them. You call 100 natural hairstylists on the phone right now and ask them, who is Dr. Morrow? They can't tell you. They don't have a desire to know anything before them. There is a disregard and a lack of appreciation for people who laid the way when there was no way.
And guess what? And those are not our students.
Right.
Those are not our students. And let me just say this, and I want everyone on the chat to hear me.
And we're going to end on that note too. Thank you. This is getting juicy.
They will be the ones that will be the 21st century slaves. Those are the ones that will be back on the plantation. God bless them. We love them, but let them go.
Yeah.
Those are the same ones that Harriet Tubman said, I cannot help you. And guess what? I will say goodbye with them with great pride, because they are U.S. citizens and they have the liberty to say no and be ignorant. Because at the end of the day, you can teach ignorance, but you cannot teach arrogance.
Well, I want to be a lock extension to them.
Hey, no, wait a minute. You are the king of lock, but you are an heir of the gamut.
Look at Genesis. She said, true that. People think black makeup started with Fenty. But you know, come on now. Yeah. I mean, but that's what and you know, that's just the way it is. Hey.
Snap. That was a bomb.
Yeah, that was a bomb. She said drop the bomb on that one. Hold on. Genesis, you are the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Genesis that came through, y'all. She that came through. Let me just drop that bomb. Sure said go on and drop the bomb, because Genesis says too in the makeup world. A lot of people think that black makeup started with.
As a black American princess and heiress, I would never claim the present. My people, what did Queen Cleopatra say to the greatest white men on the planet? Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. What did Paul Mooney say she said? They came to give her gifts, and she said, What can you give me that my Africa has not already given me?
You're gonna sell me.
What did she say? She said, and Paul Mooney said, damn. He said, damn, that is a bad.
Like right now.
You can't
know
ever.
All right, there you go. Okay, well, this has been robust, and now we understand the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about lock care and maintenance. It ain't low, okay? We got the king of lock, Mr. Tando Kafele. He has a book coming out. He also has some hair care, some
bunch of stuff coming.
He got a whole bunch of stuff, and he will have my undying support. And it is our goal, guys, to unite the industry and bring it together. So with that being said, we're going to be back on Thursday. I was trying to get the what do you call it, the graphic, but I couldn't get it up. But I will show it and promote it. But we're going to start our series with Shirley and I. We are going to actually critique. All right, we're going to go ahead on and give it a shot, and we're going to critique this whole thing of hair salon versus salon lofts, licensed versus unlicensed. We're going to go ahead on and take a deep dive into this conversation, and we can't do it without the lovely ladies from the Natural Hairstyles and Braiders Coalition. Let me make sure I'm saying it right because I don't want to mess it up. I was trying to get the graphic. I think that's why the internet went out. It was like, girl, you can't do that. Let me make sure I'm saying it correctly because I don't want to mess them up. But it's Miss Erin Mabin and Natasha Gaspard of the Natural Hairstyle and Braid Coalition Incorporated. They will be here on Thursday, and this is going to be our attempt to make sure that we all can get on the same page and we can support one another. We do plan on supporting them. I forgot to also mention that Councilman Michael J. Hauser Sr. Will be introducing the Crown Act here in Cleveland for Cuyahoga County. And like Cheryl said, this ain't necessarily, but we have to support. We cannot just keep being part of the problem. So if this is where they're at, we can work on it. But I will say this, Cheryl, I don't know if you recall that when we were down in Columbus and you made a mention about the children, and they did put that in there. So so just to let you know, we were trying, guys. So we're not to just poo-poo on everything. We cannot, we got to be part of the solution. So Michael J. Hauser, we will be there tomorrow. The Reverend Society, we are all going to give testimony. We did reach out to other natural hairstyling schools, other natural hairstylists, cosmetologists, and the community at large. If you're interested in coming down to give testimony, follow me over on Facebook. Everybody here, and I'll let you guys know where you can come and give testimony. The more, the better. And if you're into the natural hairstyling, you really should be there to speak up, because this is your lane, and the government and Cuyahoga County, they need to hear from you. Kafele, any closing thoughts on this topic that you would like people to know? Can you repeat the name of your book and all that other good stuff? Right quick, one more again, shout yourself out and give us some nice closing. And everybody in the chat, right quick, I can see Weekend and them right now saying, if y'all don't do this, because we got to go home. Hold on, I forgot right quick, Cheryl, like, here y'all go. Do this right quick before we go. Hit it, Cheryl.
Pampa me on, pampa me on.
Look at them comments. Good Lord, and 8 nickels. Y'all came through. Kafele, how you want to close us out?
Thank you for inviting me again. I feel like I'm on The View with these reoccurring appearances.
Don't forget the name of your book. One more again. We need the name of that book that's coming out, that ebook that's coming out.
The ebook, The First Date, a masterclass to consultations. the t-shirt line, The Pursuit of Nappiness, The Revolution Will Not Be Texturized, and coming by next month, my first leave-in conditioner.
All right, that's what we're talking about. We are here to support. Trish is letting us know we got to stick together. Thank you so much, Trish and Eleanor. We got Sandra, Madam Flair, LB, K, Genesis. Bring your fine ass back on. Jan Jordan, come on back and rock it out with us. Our clock. Don't forget to send me your email, your mailing address, so I can make sure I get that to you. We just appreciate everybody. Again, don't forget, if you're new, like, share, subscribe, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We'll holler. Sure. Anything you want to say before we get out? We good?
I don't need to say anymore.
All right, guys.
Can I come to Houston?
Yeah, come on. Sure. It's more when we got room. Come on.
What date is it?
It's going to be, actually, it's this Sunday. It's Sunday and Monday. It's coming up. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
All right, we're going to play that commercial, though. We are going to play that commercial.
I'm just waiting to come to Brooklyn.
Are you gonna go live?
Juice. You got the juice in Brooklyn. Why we ain't been invited to Brooklyn? Yeah, you're right. Good night. Get your shit.
Good night. Get us in. We want to come to Brooklyn. We want to come to Atlanta and North Carolina. If you guys really want us there, email us at afrohairscience@gmail.com. The Afro Hair Science doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be like 10 of us. You know, it don't matter to us. We coming, all right? Okay. All right, guys. So you know what we say? We're signing out, right? A whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and for sure a whole lot of hair. But check it out. Wait a minute. If you ain't got it, don't want it, can't stand it, you got some bald patches and all that, locks and stuff, you know what we say? Don't even worry about all that, because all that's beautiful too. And so are you. And here's our shameless plug to come and meet us in Houston at the Beauty Under One Roof's Afro Hair Summit.
And remember,
professionals, trichologists, innovators, and icons. If we do what?
If you didn't get it in beauty college, just come get this Afro Science knowledge.
Oh, it's the Afro Science. Professionals, trichologists, innovators, and icons. The Afro Hair Education you've all been waiting for happens this September at the Beauty Under One Roof's Afro Hair Summit 2025 in Houston, Texas at the Hilton North near Bush Airport. 2 dynamic days of Afro Hair Education featuring the world-renowned cosmetic trichologist Cheryl Morrow and certified master colorist Ladosha Wright. This summit includes a marketplace, Afro Hair fashion show, panel discussion, day party, and concludes with a featured documentary film by Michael Sterling, American Curl, The Rise and Fall of the Curl. You can receive free shuttle and breakfast using the Beauty Under One Roof code. Visit us at beautyunderoneroof.com to get your tickets now. #Beauty Under One Roof. Deuces.